Anybody know why she's saying vowels? She's just saying vowels. Is the same singer for Steingate OP? Is it? I kind of hear it actually. I hear it. Kind of a banger. All right, let me get water. All right. Quick TLDR for what happened yesterday. Absolutely nothing. We learned that Mion has a side gig, but it's sus. That's probably the biggest takeaway from yesterday. All right. Let's go. Hold up. Cam location. Boom. All right.
午後の授業ってさ、どうしてこう眠いんだろうね。
Mion spoke in a voice that went so far as to make whoever heard it lethargic.
眠いことに医学的説明が必要かよ。話してもいいが、もっと眠くなるぞ。
ああ、堪忍して。
It was almost 3 o'clock. Sixth period was almost over. By the way, Satoko and everyone else in the lower grades ended their school day after 5th period, so they were probably running around in the schoolyard right now. I could hear their joy-filled voices coming from there right now. Oh, what I would give to be able to join them.
ほら、みーちゃんは委員長さんなんだから、もっと頑張らないと。寝ちゃダメだよ。
私さ、クラス委員長じゃなくて水泳部の部長がいいんだよ。いっぱい寝れるから。
ほう？してその心は？
Because they get knocked out.
水泳部なだけに睡眠グーなんちゃって。
ふむふむ。
The teacher cackled as she hit the back of Mion's head with the corner of a textbook.
お後がよろしい
Oh
よ
my
う
god,
で
my goat.
今日はこれくらいにしましょう。委員長、号令。
起立気をつけ
Mion, who had been half asleep, became lively again the moment she heard class was over. It must be delightful to be that shrewd. Homeroom was done after the lower grades had finished their lessons, so we were free to go. It was one of the odd rules we had as mixed grade school. When they knew class was over, Satoko and Rika-chan returned to the classroom.
お疲れ様なのです。さあ、楽しい部活の時間ですのよ。
Oh my god, another goddamn club activity?
よっしゃそうだね今日は何をしようかね
Kill someone!
ねえみーちゃん、今日は昨日のイベントの続きにはならないの？そうそうですわ。あれだけ大盛り上がりして尻切れトンボでは納得がいきませんのよ。
まあまあ気持ちはわかるけどまたの機会にしようよ
Why is she stalling?
放課後の教室なんてしみったれたロケーションじゃなくてもっと晴れの舞台でさ
俺はいつでもいいけどな。決勝戦は後輩たちも立ち会わせる約束になってるんだ。あらかじめ日取りを決めてほしいぜ。
わあ、ケイチくんすごい。応援してくれる人がいるんだね。いるんだね。何も応援してくれる人いないかな。
I couldn't help but watch as Rena entered her pining maiden
手
mode.
は抜けないけど、レナの優勝、俺が祈ってるぜ。
With a saccharine? Keiichi brand smile, I ruffled Rena's hair roughly.
はあ、ケイチくん、それどういうはあ
Rena turned bright red and short-circuited, smoke billowing from both her ears. Gazing into her eyes, a strange scene of me holding hands with Rena and skipping through a flower bed was reflected there. What the fuck, hand-holding? Even if it was in somebody else's imagination, it was terribly troubling.
レナ殺しのケイチなのです。
When Rika-chan said that, everyone burst out laughing at once.
でもそのレナはサトコやリカちゃんキラーなわけでしょ
確かにレナさんには勝てないかもしれませんけど、私たちはケイチさんには負けませんでしたよ。
へえ、なんだか面白い相関図だな。俺たちの強さってじゃんけんみたいに相性があるわけだ。でもそれミオンが抜けてるな。
Yeah, I feel like they keep saying a lot of dialogue that's like, if you played chapter 1, you'd be like, that's odd wording.
当たり前でしょ私相性なんか関係なく誰にでも負けないし
Mion leered with the gaze befitting of a club president. No, befitting of an empress. The mood in the room became more lively. It was as good a moment as any to get started.
さーてぼちぼち始めようかね
それでみーちゃん、今日は何をやるのかな
Oh my god, we got the first double kana of the day. Mion let out a small interjection as she rummaged through the so-called club locker. Every time I look, there's always a ton of things crammed in there. Everything that's jammed in that locker is a game of some kind, you know? On top of that, things used for penalty games like cat ears and collars were kept in there. The capacity of that thing is unfathomable. Yeah, I'll bet she got a syringe in there too. That locker, maybe it actually extended through the wall into the fourth dimension. That's my theory anyways. Not that, then how else could you explain how someone could pull out item after item? After Mion touched her hand to her chin briefly in thought, she turned around without pulling out any games.
今日はさちょっとシンプルに言ってみようかね
Okay, bye.
大道具を使ったゲームばかりってのも大味でよくないでしょ
どんなゲームでもみんなでやれば大盛り上がりしますです。そうだね、そうだね。
Rena and I both expressed our agreement. I feel the same way. With this group, there's no doubt even if we were pulling weeds from the school grounds, it would be fun.
私は楽しくないですわ。草むしりなんか。
あ、やっぱりか。 っていうかサトコ、人の表情を見て考えを読むのはやめろ。
圭一くんは顔に考えてることがすぐ出るからね。すぐわかっちゃうんだよ。
No, it's because you stalk me. I've always been told that, but ever since I transferred, it seems like it's been especially bad. I need to develop a poker face or I could be in for a rough time.
はいみんな傾聴傾聴
Oh shit, battle
ルールを説
music.
明するよ。
We all immediately cut the idle chatter and put on stern expressions. In no time at all, everybody's gaze focused like a tiger or a shark listening intently. That's right. From the point where the rules are explained, the match has already begun.
今日のゲームは割とパーティーゲームでは知られてるやつなんだけどね。
Beer pong.
シンパシーって言うんだけど、聞いたことある人いる？
Bro, they haven't played a single game I've ever fucking heard before. Besides, like, the game of life, I guess. Means to share someone's feelings, right? Huh, maybe I might know this.
みーちゃん、それひょっとしてお題目を決めてみんなで連想する言葉を書いて同じ答えを書いた人が多ければ多いほど得点っていうゲームかな。
It sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm not too sure. I feel like there's something. I feel like there's a game I've played that's similar to this.
だったらレナ知ってるよ。
Ah, I remember. I recall playing a game like that in grade school while we were on the bus during a field trip. What the hell? It's like if I click here, it doesn't work.
知らないゲームでしたよ。
Just use arrow keys. I'm not familiar with this game.
説明してほしいですわね。
まずね、親がお題目を決めるんだよ。例えばデザートっていうお題目を決めたとする。
What the fuck? Why'd she laugh like that?
さとこはデザートって言われたら真っ先に何を思いつくかな？
Why'd she laugh like that?
そうですわね。例えばプリンとか。
OK。だったらさとこは手元のメモにプリンって書くわけで、全員で一斉の背で答えを公開し合う。でプリンって書いた人が2人以上いれば得点。いればいるほど高得点だから、全員が同じ答えだったら最大5点入るわけ。
つまりみんなと同じ答えになるように考えるのがコツなのです。
It was exactly as Rika-chan said. The point of this game was to think in a way that so that you have the same answer as everybody else. For example, even if you heard the word dessert and immediately thought of strawberry sundae, if your answer doesn't match up with everybody else's, you don't get any points. It's kind of like what is it? Like what is that shit that Steve Harvey does? Family Feud, where you have to give a category and then you have to say a term, and then if it isn't on the board, then you don't get a point. So you have to hold off on that answer and change to one that seems like one everybody else will choose. Yeah. The key becomes not what you think yourself, but being able to predict what everyone else will answer. It's a very high-level intellectual game. Okay, relax. You guys are like 12 years old.
みー、さとこのために一回だけ練習をしてみましょうです。
OK。 親は部長である私でいいよね。お題目を何か適当に。
Taking out her literature textbook, she began flipping to a random page.
一回だけ練習戦ね。最初のお題目はかき氷。
In Brazil, we call it stop. The game?
かき氷って言ったら決まってるよね。
Among the standard flavors of shaved ice, there's strawberry, melon, and blue Hawaii. Most popular amongst those is obviously melon.
みんな書いた？じゃあ一斉に公開するよ。一斉のせ。
いちごんとき。
Ooh, Keiichi. I'm the only one with melon?
お前イチゴなんてスタンダードなつまんねえの選ぶだよな。
It's mundane because it's popular,
おい
Keiichi.
レナ、 かき氷でイチゴなんか頼むかよ。夏祭りで一番早く売り切れるのはメロンって決まってるんだぜ。
レナもメロン味は好きだよ。でもやっぱりいちご味だよね。
ケイちゃん、確かに私も選ぶならメロンにするよ。
Oh, thank you, Beyond.
だけどね、これは連想ゲームだよ。かき氷って言ったらまず人はイチゴでしょ。
I'm still not entirely convinced, but in any case, it's this type of game.
リカのは何て書いてありますの？それかき氷ですの？宇治金時です。
What the fuck is Uji Kintoki? Uji Gintoki.
たまらない美味しさなのですよ。
Well, it might be delicious, sure, but it's not exactly run of the mill. Still, that's a pretty refined choice.
さとこ、これで大体わかったかな。イチゴって書いた人は仲間が3人いるから3点獲得。この調子で点を競っていくわけ。
わかりましたわ。それよりミオンさん、今日の罰ゲームは何にしますですの？はあ、やっぱりあるんだね。何かな？
何にしようかね。
Do Mion's side job.
ケイちゃん、何か提案ある？
罰ゲーム？そうだな。小学校の頃罰ゲームってのがあったらやっぱりあれだよな。そう、荷物持ちだ。
Schlepping? What the fuck is that?
つまり負けた人が全員の荷物を持たされて運ぶってやつでしょ。男子がよくやってるね。全身ランドセルだらけにして歩いてる小学生よく見るし。
でもどうするの？さとこちゃんとリカちゃんのお家は私たちとは逆方向だよ。
じゃあ1位の荷物をビリが家まで運んであげるでいいんじゃない？全員の荷物の宅配だと結構いい距離になっちゃうしね。
それくらいならいいかもね。なんだか今日の罰ゲームは簡単ですわね。この程度の罰ゲームではケイチさんにやらせても面白くありませんわ。
じゃあもうちょっとレベルアップしようかね。ただ荷物運びをするだけじゃなく、じゃーん、これを着て荷物運びをしてもらうというのはどうかな。
なぜにメイド服？
かわいいけど、そんなの嫌。でもケイチさんが負けた場合はどうしますの？ケイチさんに着れるサイズがなければ。
そこは抜かりないよ。ケイちゃん用にちゃんと XL サイズも用意してあるもんね。
Why does she have multiple maid outfits?
さあケイちゃん、覚悟はいい？メイドコスさせて外を練り歩かせてあげるよ。カチューシャからガーターベルトにショーツまで
Garter
揃
belt?
ってるんだからね。
絶対変だ。なんでそんなものがサイズごとに全部ロッカーに入ってるんだよ。
This is bad, Keiichi Maebara. Somehow it's become a situation where only my failure results in an overly cruel price to pay. What if I make a mistake and lose? I wouldn't be able to walk around in broad daylight anymore. Oh ma'am, about the Maebara boy. Did you hear about him? Seems like he has a penchant for cross-dressing. Oh, listen, there's nothing wrong with cross-dressing, okay? Oh my, really? That'd be so embarrassing, you know. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
それは辛すぎる。
That's just incredibly brutal. If we're to return this penalty to some semblance of normalcy, now is the only time. Everybody, I think we should refrain from this unwholesome penalty game. Why on the way back home from school? Do we have to be accompanied by a girl wearing a maid uniform and carrying our baggage? Having them say master while dragging them around the village in such an embarrassing outfit. Pant. Wait, why am I panting? What is this? This feeling welling up inside me.
ねえ、やっぱり普通の荷物持ちにしようよ。
He's excited. This is making a
ほら、
normal pendant
ケイ
game.
チくんも固まっちゃってるし。
Boom! Burning with passion, I firmly placed my hands on Rena's shoulder.
罰ゲームが何かが問題じゃない。
Yo, bro's getting horny.
勝てばいいのさ。そうだろみんな。
I turned to everybody with an idiotic grin, my pearly whites flashing with a brilliant gleam.
お、ケイちゃん分かってきたね。どんな罰ゲームでも恐れない。勝てばいいんだから。だよな、みんな。えいえい。
Keiichi's definitely a blue archive player. From Mio to Rika, everybody energetically thrusted their fists up high. Only Rena seems somewhat undecided, standing there looking flustered. She's a little bit slow, isn't she? If she wins, even for Rena, it's quite a delectable opportunity.
おいおいレナ、これかなりのビッグチャンスだぜ。メイド服のリカちゃんはサトコをお持ち帰りできる史上最高最強のチャンスなんだぞ。
What the fuck? Rena began spouting a fountain of blood from her nose. The look in her eyes completely changed. She shifted into cute mode. I was waiting for this, Rena. That look in her eyes.
お持ち帰り。別にケイチくんでもみーちゃんでもいいんだよ。は
よーし、全員覚悟は決まったね。じゃあメモの用意。第1問いくよ。
Mion opened up her textbook to a random page and read out a word that caught her
ま
eye.
ず最初のお題目は夏休み。
This is yet another quite abstract keyword. Well then, let's not worry about it too much and start with something like this.
いい？いくよ。いっせーのせ。
On Mion's signal, everybody simultaneously held up what they wrote. Let's see, what did everybody write?
蚊取り線香。
Uh-oh, what did Keiichi write?
お、レナと私が同じ答えだね。よっしゃ、2点獲得。
No,
でも
Keiichi didn't say
さ
his
とこち
answer
ゃんの
yet.
花火ってのもいいよね。リカちゃんの蚊取り線香ってのも季語みたいでとってもいいと思うよ。どの答えも実に涼やかなのです。
Wait, what if Keiichi was waiting purposefully to hear what everybody else said to then say his?
夏休みまでもうすぐだね。
Wait, Keiichi didn't say his thing yet.
今年の夏はどうやって過ごすかな。
Invigorating words that invoke the image of summer break. Certainly things that enrich the soul as everybody approaches the soon-to-come summer break. A plethora of dreams should be etched upon their thoughts.
ところでケイチさんの答えは何ですの？早く見せなさいでございますわ。
あ、俺のは大した答えじゃ。
ダメダメ、見せるのがルールなんだから。ほらほら。
What did he fucking write?
あー、やめろよ。見るな。
Girls in bikinis? Homework? The room went silent. Nobody could really follow up their response. This my impertinent answer had somehow sullied the wonderful dreams of the coming summer break.
ケイチくんの夏休みって楽しくなかったんだね。
Bro said homework.
大丈夫ですよ。今年の夏はみんなで過ごしましょうです。ケイチを一人ぼっちにはしませんですよ。
Rika-chan gently petted my head. True, maybe at summer school. What exactly does summer break mean to me? Summer courses, observing sunflowers, practice exams, special summer focus seminars. I know nothing of hot summers. Because I've always been in an air-conditioned cram school. Ugh, the tears they.
ケイちゃんの夏休み、灰色だったんだね。
Yeah, and this year you're gonna fucking kill me.
うわー、そんな哀れみの目で俺を見るんじゃねえ。
This game called Sympathy may be more terrifying than I could imagine.
まあとにかく
Well, anyway.
私とレナは2点獲得ね。続けていくよ。次は魚。
Sushi. Sushi. Easy answer. So it's fish. Come to think about it, I haven't eaten sushi in a while. Oh, yup. Say sushi. By the way, rather than lean tuna, I'm quite the connoisseur on things like flounder. Tuna's pretty good though. I wonder who I'll match with this answer, because for a Japanese person, anyone would think of this.
じゃあいいかみんな。今度は俺から公開するぜ。いっせーのせ。
Sushi. How about that for an answer? When you see a lively fish, do you want to steam it or grill it? No, to have fresh sashimi is the epitome of cuisine. Rather than rice sashimi, however, I'll choose the more amiable term in sushi. That is my cunning ploy. Contrary to my intrepid resolve of my reply, everybody's expression was listless.
そうだよね。お魚ってお寿司は美味しいもんね。
Ooh.
うわー、そんな道場っぽく言うな
じゃあ残る全員も公開するよ。いっせーの。イルカ。
Dolphin? Dolphins aren't fish? That's just wrong. Wait a second. Dolphin is not a fish. She's just lying. Whales.
水族館。
Okay, aquarium's good.
水族館。
Okay, yeah. No, the first Mion and Satoko need to be banned.
理科と同じ答えですわね。
Oh wait, I thought that was Rena that said it. Okay.
2点獲得ですわ。
Okay, never mind. Rena's fucking stupid.
レナはクジラか。私も考えたんだけどね。イルカにしちゃった。
Neither of them are fucking fish, Mion.
ああ、そうだったの？レナは最初イルカって書いたんだけど、誰も書かないかなって思って。どちらもとっても可愛いのですよ。
Everybody excluding me stopped and stared blankly as their thoughts drifted over the horizon. It seems as if they can hear the roar of the open sea from over there. Oh, so we're just not going to correct the fact that dolphin and whale aren't fish?
これで全員2点獲得ですわね。ケイチさん以外。ケイチくんの答え0点だけど、レナはとっても独創的で面白いと思うな。
Nah, sushi was a fucking terrible answer.
魚と聞いて真っ先に食用に走るとは。ケイちゃん、心の貧しさを恥じた方がいいよ。うん。
心が貧しいとか言うな。だいたいミオンとレナの答えはなんだよ。魚類じゃないぞそれ。哺乳類だし。
True! Thank you!
全会一致で却下。
What?
次の問題いくよ。
This fucking... She's just a tyrant! As the games pile on and on, it seems as if I will be further exposed as a petty human being. I'm the only one who still hasn't earned any points. I want to at least get a point in the next round.
さて次のお題目は桜。
Sakura. Naruto! Damn it, this time I'll do it. Keep your cool, Keiichi Maebara. Sakura Miko from Hololive. Everybody else here is a girl. Stop thinking like a man. If you write down Sakura Mochi here, you'll only be repeating the tragedies of the past. Throw away that gastrocentric male sensibility. Just for now, think of yourself as a girl. You are a girl. You are a girl. I am a girl.
みんな書けたかな。いくよ。
ケイチさん、今度くらい得点できないとやばいではございませんの。
This time it's perfect. I've completely suppressed my own instincts. This time I will have a match. No, I will make it match.
ケイチくん、今度は自信たっぷりだね。レナね、今度はケイチくんと会うようにね、 男の子
Oh
の身になって
no.
考えたんだ
Rena,
よ
you fucking.
桜餅。僕も大好きなのです。炊きましたですよ。
Oh no. Oh no, we outsmarted ourselves.
うわ
No, 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 hold, hold, hold. Hold, hold.
ー今頃になって食い気を出すんじゃね
では圭一さんは私と同じではございませんこと？お花見ですのよ。
そうだよね。桜って言ったらお花見しかないでしょ。
We're cooked.
私も書いたよ。
I mean,
え
seriously?
お花見なんて酒盛りして地帯を晒す親父イベントの定番だろうが。なんで今頃になってあっさり女の子な答えを放棄するんだよ。
じゃあ何ケイちゃん。
What did we
あ
write?
んたどんな女の子の答えを書いたわけよ。
なんでもないよ。次行こう次。あ
Before I knew it, Rika-chan had circled behind me and was intently reading the memo I had hidden behind my back.
口紅って書いてありますです。
Card Master Sakura! Oh my god. That's just way too fucking specific. Became dead quiet. The abrupt silence enveloped the room. It would be fine if somebody at least laughed at me or played it off as something dumb, but nobody even flinched. The feeling in the pit of my stomach reached critical mass, causing my once blood-drained face to flush with a sudden wave of heat.
さ
Sakura can only mean Card Master Sakura, can't it? It was a super popular anime that broadcasts every week on the government-run networks. It's broken through to every demographic from little girls to grown men. You've seen it, haven't you? No, you've definitely seen it. Even I've seen it.
いや、そんな力説しなくてもよく知ってるよ。
Ooh. It's a thingy where she fights in a different costume every week, right?
知ってる知ってる。
Wait, why are some of these lines not voiced? Yup, yup. It's cute, isn't it? Rena sometimes browses through it at the magazine stand to keep up with the story. I saw it for the first time recently. Sakura is cool and so cheerful all the time. I like that girl who's always filming with the camcorder. It's not just popular with little girls, it's also surprisingly well received by older boys, isn't it? To think that Kei-chan was one of those. I felt like I had inadvertently blurted out something unnecessary and I completed self-destructed, but that wasn't the main problem. Wait, why is none of this voiced? What happened? Did the mod break? Censored caused copyright? Huh? I didn't break the game. Because their mouths aren't moving either. So y'all know it, don't you? Then why didn't you write it down? Sakura means Sakura Kinomoto. Sakura-tan, pant, Card Master Sakura is the right answer. Whew. Mion quietly put her hand on my shoulder.
ケイちゃん、今確信したわ。ケイちゃんは骨の髄まで親父なんだよ。強制不能なくらい。
なんでみんなそんな同情的な目で見るんだ。
You think it was censored due to Card Captor Sakura? Like, it was some, like, censorship due to copyright? So they couldn't say Card Captor Sakura? That's so goofy. They were talking about Card Captor. Keiichi said, Kuchi Benny, the localization made it about Card Captor. Oh, okay.
そんなことないよ、圭一くん。
That's goofy.
さあ、頑張ろう。ここから大逆転だよ。
Nah, Keiichi's fucked, bro. How many rounds are there?
親父な圭一さんに逆転などありえませんわ。おとなしく今日の罰ゲームをおくらいなさいませ。
What was today's penalty game again?
メイドさん衣装、カチューシャ、ガーターベルト付きで1位の人の荷物を運ぶのですよ。
我が部の部員ならこの絶対不利を覆してごらん。さあ続けていくよ。
Well, I think we definitely lost. Heh
ケイチくんが嬉しそうだよ。なんでだろう。
He's lost it.
きっと女装の喜びに目覚めちゃったんだよ。
Hey, Keiichi, I've been there.
あ、ケイチくんカチューシャ落ちそうだよ。
Honestly, girls' clothes aren't that bad, you know?
直してあげるね。
I wouldn't obviously wear it on a regular basis, but I've cosplayed before, cross-played before, you know? It could be worse. Rena cheerfully adjusted the hairband that had been enshrined upon my head.
どうよケイちゃん。
Do it again? Listen, we're not having another cosplay goal until I do the Ganyu one.
本物の女の子の前で女の子の格好をする快感に目覚めたりとかした？
Isn't this a fucking actual kink that some people get when they try on girls' clothes? They like get horny off of it. That's just always weird to me. I didn't get that.
正直に言ってごらん。
No, it's a real thing, chat.
大丈夫。笑ったりしないから。
You guys ever heard of that that serial killer who was like a military officer and he in his like downtime broke into people's houses and like stole panties and like wore them? Yeah, like he had that weird kink and like inadvertently in one time when he broke in to steal someone's panties, he got caught and the person was there and he had to kill them. No, it's a legit case. Military officer wearing women's underwear and breaking into house kills. Yeah, Russell Williams. This guy. Pilot Russell Williams' graphic murder shocks Canada. This guy was a fucking weirdo, like super weirdo, and he killed like multiple people, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, killed 27-year-old Jessica Lloyd and 38-year-old Corporal Murray France Comu. This guy was absolutely a fucking freak. If you look up Pilot Russell Williams. Yup. Bro literally took pictures of themselves wearing the people's underwears that he stole. Like, I'm not making this stuff up, by the way. It's real. Like, he had a real fetish around that. Like, he just liked wearing women's underwear for some reason. And, like, it started, like, wanting to break into people's houses to try theirs on. Like, I don't know, man. Fucking crazy people. Swinging Mion's bag about wildly, I chased her in circles for a bit. Today's loser was quickly decided to be me. When I had been assured of finishing last, Mion showed her true power. She began racking up points with an iron fist. In the end, we didn't even have to add up the score to know who was on top. After that, in the changing room, with much wailing and gnashing of teeth, pushing the boundaries of shame and brutality, I was instructed by Mion on how to put on everything from ribbons to underwear. Damn you, Mion, what do you mean? Knowing this will come in handy one day.
男がエプロンドレスの着方を習って人生のどこで役に立つってんだよ。
True. Listen, when I was doing some of those cosplays and some of the fucking pieces of those outfits, I was like, I needed Lily's help. I was like, what the fuck? How do you put this shit on?
ケイちゃん声大きい。黙ってりゃ演劇のお稽古くらいでごまかせるんだから。
そうだよ。大騒ぎしたらその個性的な趣味の人だって勘ぐられちゃうよ。
Unmentionables? I never did that. I never wore panties for the cosplay chat. That's just weird. Okay? Nah. I'm good. I shuddered from head to toe, resisting the urge to scream. Lie meter? Nah,
でも
listen,
ケイちゃん
chat.
ってさ
Okay?
お肌のキメ細かいよね
The one outfit I had that came with the panties was the Astolfo summer one. That shit was not gonna fit. Alright? Like, literally, it's impossible. Unless you have a micro penis. Like, legitimately, you cannot. That shit was way too small to keep your junk in. Like, nah, listen. That was impossible, okay?
お化粧のノリがいいって
I
よ
just
く
wore
言わ
my
れない
boxer briefs during that. We're often told that it's easy to apply makeup on you. Oh my god. Fucking hated when Lily put makeup on me. Makeup is the worst part of cosplay. I hate makeup. Feels disgusting on your face. Saying that, Mion gently rubbed my cheek. Whoa. What kind of man gets praised for being easy to apply makeup on them?
メイドさんのカチューシャをつけた感想はどうこれぞまさに画量転生カチューシャこそがメイド衣装の真骨頂だもんね
何が画量転生だバカこら
You prefer no makeup cosplay? No, obviously makeup is good, but like I hated wearing makeup and I fucking hate it. Mascara, just any type of powder on your face, all that shit is terrible.
いじるな
Eyeliner, like I hate that shit. Nothing is a better feeling than at the end of the day washing off that shit from your face. My god, that literally feels like it feels so good.
ケイチくん照れてるかいい
そうそう男の人ってフリフリとかって好きなんだよね
True, but not wearing it.
どうよそれを自分で身につけてみた感想は
感想なんて別にバカやめろめくるな
キュッとするでしょ歩くたびに足元スースーするの
What the fuck, bro? Mion's a goddamn sexual deviant. Stop. Don't whisper such strange things in my ear. How? My miserable manhood suddenly shifted? Eek.
赤くなってる赤くなってるやっと気づいたかなそう今ケイちゃんは成人男子垂涎のメイドさんそのものなんだよ
Stop it, Mion. Really, why do you have to whisper that right
メ
in
イド
my
さんを
ear?
ギューって抱きしめたいって思ったことないケイちゃんは今ねそのメイドさんと一体化してるのわかるそれはね肌を重ねるよりもずっと近い距離
Okay.
息吹や鼓動が聞こえてこない
みーちゃんそれって
On the verge of overheating. Bro, listen, I was 14 years old. Whatever they are. I don't think we ever talk like this with the opposite gender. Some crazy shit. The verge of overheating, a long red line flowed out of Rena's
ちゃんとお
nose.
化粧してケイちゃん好みのストレートロングのカツラかぶせてケイちゃんの理想をそのままの美少女にコーディネートしてあげるよそしたらさ私と一緒に街を歩こうよきっと男たちの視線を独り占めそれはきっととても気持ちのいいことだよこれである一部分を除けば本物の女の子なのにな
Okay, yep. Saying that, she tried to flip my skirt. Wow! This is definitely not the time. I can't let them see me with this male-centric problem. Crash thud. Before I realized it, Rena was caressing my head and rubbing me with her
もじ
cheek.
もじしてるケイチくんすごく可愛かったよお持ち帰り
Peering through Rena's vice-like embrace, I saw Mion laying spread eagle on her back. I see. It's supposed to be what Satoko and Rika-chan feel like when they become Rena's prey. After that, it took quite some time to calm Rena down from her frenzy.
じゃあねケイちゃん今日は最高に楽しかったわ
覚えてろミヨン今日の屈辱はきっと10倍にして返す
This chapter
絶対
feels
に
like
俺
so
が圧勝して
far.
これ以上にすごい服着せてお持ち帰りしてやる
So far, this chapter feels very, very Mion focused.
おじさんに勝てたらね。
Like chapter 1 was like Giga Rena focused.
その機会を楽しみにしてるわ。
Mion tossed me my clothes and looking in as good a mood as I've ever seen her left. You think this is the Mion route? I don't think the story has routes.
俺は1分1秒でも早くうちに逃げ帰る必要が。
そうだね。レナはみーちゃんみたいに上手じゃないから、誰かとすれ違ってもフォローしてあげられないからね。
F anime next weekend? What the fuck is F anime? The fuck is this? You want me to go to San Jose? Fuck that. Too long of a drive. I'm good. Soon after that, I went into a full-out dash. I'm pretty sure I was running the 100 meters in about 6 seconds there.
じゃあね、ケイチくん。また明日ね。
おう、また明日な。
I totally could, because Lily's not here either, but like, that's just a pain in the ass drive. And then I would have to drive back literally the same day or at the night just to fucking come back home to stream. Oh, Chad, that's not about being lazy. All right, that's a 2.5 hour drive for me one way. And then I would have to come back 2.5 hours the other way. Like, the fact that I didn't bump into anybody I knew was probably divine favor for my constant good behavior. It's been going my way today. At that moment, the front door opened as if somebody was waiting for me.
おお、ケイチ、帰ったか。お父さんはこれから散歩。
I was dumbstruck by how slow my father was to react. A normal person would have realized the peculiar scene before them around. Oh, Keiichi.
父さん、これはほら、いつも話してる部活の罰ゲームなんだよ。今日はたまたま俺が負けちゃって。
My dad placed his hand on my shoulder. It was an oddly moist and uncomfortably warm hand.
ケイチ、父さんとアトリエでちょっとお話ししような。もちろん、母さんには内緒でだ。
Dad? Is he a fucking pervert too? What the hell?
やだよ、父さん、話してよ。俺、今から見たいテレビが。
Mion, you shall rue this day. His artistic flame raging like wildfire. My dad dragged me along. I disappeared into the depth of the studio. He drew his son in a maid outfit? That's a freak family, yeah.
ケイチいる？
Oh, you were in the
お風呂
bath.
だったのね。
Oh,
それ化粧水よ。
いや、それより何？
ごめんね。母さんちょっと頭が痛くてお夕飯作れそうにないの。
oh.
だから申し訳ないんだけど、お父さんと一緒に表に食べに行ってくれる？
My mom is a go-get-em superwoman at work, but it occasionally takes a toll on her health. So this kind of situation is
そ
hardly
れ
a
はいい
rarity.
けど、母さんは晩飯はどうするの？
母さん一人なら適当になんとかするから。いってらっしゃい。
ケイチ、
Oh god, freak dad.
車で行くから早くしなさい。
Dad quickly got the car ready. Must be hungry. He really only moves so energetically when it's time to eat. This is a
お待
first.
たせ。で、どこに食べに行くの？
Oh my god, he's got the same car as Oishi-san?
お父さんな、この間いいお店見つけたんだよ。そこ行こうか。
My dad usually only complains about things. For him to actually praise something is unexpected. I wonder what kind of place it is that he'd rank it 3 stars. As one who seeks the way of the gourmand, I, Keiichi Maribara, am genuinely intrigued. The headlights of the car cut through the early darkness of Hinamizawa night, carving a straight path towards town. I was pondering where such a gem of a restaurant could be hidden away. It was shockingly the family restaurant right by the
父さ
station.
んの言ういい店ってここ？
I'm just realizing, man, visual novels must be real cheap to make outside of like the voice actors. Like I swear to God, Higurashi through 2 chapters have just repeated the same fucking like 15 images, and then the same like 3 sprites of of each character. The words Angel Mort were written on a very family restaurant-esque cartoonish logo. It had the air of a girl-oriented all-you-can-eat cake buffet rather than a proper restaurant.
圭一は入ったことないだろう。
Yeah, same music across the games too. I mean, sure, the opening song was good, but you've never been inside Keiichi? Come to think of it, I hadn't. There's been some time where I've traveled to faraway towns to eat, but returning only as far as Okinomiya Station, there was really no reason to dine out. Home was just a stone's throw away after all. I see. That was the reason I never noticed it before. Oh. We stopped the car in the restaurant's parking lot. It seems like business is booming. There's quite a few cars parked here. But what really amazes me are the license plates. There's a lot of them that can't be from this area. Fukuyama, Nagoya, well, that's fine. Chiba, Saitama? One Punch Man? Opening up my mental geography book, I calculated how long it would have taken to get here via the major highways.
圭一もどうやらこの店の凄みに気づいたようだな。
どういうこと？この店に来るためにこんなに遠方から人が来るってこと？
Following my dad, I climbed the steps and entered the building. It's the same place we ate with Oishi! The bell attached to the door clattered as we entered, and a waitress soon greeted us. After confirming our party size and whether we wanted a smoking or non-smoking seat, she guided us inside. Dad ordered 2 of the daily specials. Now, what was I thinking? That we would get new art assets? Of course, it's the same fucking visuals. It seemed that they were ready-made, so there wasn't much of a wait at all until our meals were brought to us. The taste was, no offense to Dad, not so different from your run-of-the-mill family restaurant.
味だけで言えば普通のファミレスに見える。
味なんかはどうでもいいんだ圭一。なあ、いいだろう。
I see. It just may be that the food here might be nothing more than average. The demographic of the customers was pretty much all young men. It may call itself a family restaurant. Keiichi's dad, you're fucking married. But there wasn't a single table with a family. And yet it was packed. The parking lot was filled with cars from all corners of the country. If they didn't come from far and wide to eat, I just realized the dad wanted to come here while the mom was like having a headache and needed to lay down. Like, okay, bro picked the perfect time, huh? To eat this completely mediocre food, then there's only one other reason. Dad flagged down a nearby waitress.
すみません。セットのデザートがまだ来ないんですけど。
申し訳ございません。
Mion?
日替わり A セットのデザートです。さっきからずーっと待ってるんですけどね。
すみません。
The
すぐにお持ち
voice
しますの
isn't.
で。
The voice is different. The apparently rookie waitress rushed off flustered.
父さん、ひょっとしてこの店って。
いいだろう。ここのウェイトレスさんの制服。
Bam!
何をするんだ圭一。父さんにも殴られたことないのに。
俺は息子だ。
いいか圭一。父さんは決して不埒なつもりで来ているんじゃないんだぞ。
Oh, he's here for artistic inspiration.
あのグッドでキュートでエキセントリックな衣装から受けるインプレッションを、芸術的インスピレーションを
Yup.
お前に感じさせてやりたかったんだよ。お前だってこういう刺激を求めていたはずだ。そうだろう。
Well, Keiichi's dad, if you don't know, Keiichi literally hangs out and plays with girls all day, so, you know, he doesn't need this.
でも一人じゃ恥ずかしい。分かってる。だから父さんが無理やり連れてきたんだ。父さんのせいにしていいんだぞ。父さんが泥をかぶったとしても圭一にはこの気持ちを分かってほしかったんだ。ああ、トイレ行ってくる。
My father has always had a bad habit of trying to hide his embarrassment using incomprehensible nonsense as a smokescreen. I want to believe that this weirdness won't be genetic. Continuing his one-sided rambling, my father stood up and headed to the washroom. With him gone, I was left alone in a booth. Finally, at this time, a feeling of embarrassment welled up inside me. I had nothing to do but go beet red with shame. The waitress from before her returned, her eyes alternating between the order slip and the table.
あの
Arriving at my seat, she hesitantly tried to say something. A more veteran waitress offered some advice from over her shoulder. Just calm down and say sorry for the wait.
大変お待たせして申し訳ありませんでした。
This literally looks like Shion or Mion? But I have no idea who she is. It is? She is Mion, isn't she? How do you know Shion? Scroll up. There were like 15 motherfuckers calling her Shion. Right, just like that. Do your best. Whispering that into her ear, the veteran waitress left. This waitress must have just been hired. With an absolute lack of confidence, she moved hesitantly and maybe even somewhat perilously, just watching her put me on edge. I silently watched as she placed the dessert on the table with an inexperienced hand. But it's just as Dad said, what incredible uniforms these are. They were like a bunny girl plus a maid plus some sort of frilly outfit, all in a perfect ratio. Most certainly a rather dubiously charming kind of fashion. In any case, she in no way appeared to be a proper waitress. What should I do? I was catching glimpses of too many things. That is, I didn't know where I should look. Wearing something like that, walking around the restaurant, it's as bad as it can be for digestion. Even though she was wearing the outfit, this particular waitress had no idea what to do either. This flustered state, without a doubt, should be attributed to the amount of bare skin showing rather than being new to the job. Both the waitress and I mutually avoided eye contact. What a platonically embarrassing feeling this is. I'm a customer, you know? It's alright to be more straightforward. How? My nose is starting to bleed. At that moment, our eyes just happened to meet. Both of us blinked, doubting who we were looking at. What? This is...
ミオンだよな。
On top of her hair being let down, she was so far removed from her usual confidence-filled attitude, I didn't realize it was her at all. It was Mion. Why is she
お
here?
前、なんでこんなとこで働いてるんだよ。
おじさんのお店の手伝い。
So it is Mion? Come to think of it, I did hear her talk about how her relatives have stores in town and that she sometimes works part-time to help them.
おお、それはご苦労さんなことで。
That nervous feeling I had dissipated in an instant. Knowing that this was Mion, there was no reason to feel that way. Well, actually, my animal instincts tells me that the power balance between Mion and myself have turned upside down. That's right, I'm a customer. My position is superior to hers. The humiliation from today's penalty game was cutting through the recesses of my mind. There really is a God. For him to grant me this opportunity for revenge. Noticing the flames of vengeance burning in my eyes, Mion took a step
し
back.
かし、こうしてみると、結構そういう服も似合ってるじゃねえの。
恥ずかしいんだからあんまり見ないでよ。
Her voice doesn't sound the same at all. I confirmed my preemptive strike was a clean hit. There's no mistaking that Mion is currently defenseless. While confirming my attack was successful, I simultaneously lined up the
ミオン
combo.
って結構胸があるから、今にも見えちゃいそうだよな。
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
お
whoa.
客さんみんな見てるぞ、きっと。
そんなこと言わないでよ。
Oh my god, okay, like in the OG, they made her tits gigantic. What the fuck?
恥ずかしがったふりしてもダメだからな。ミオンはそういう恥ずかしい衣装で男の目を引いて楽しんでんだろ。じゃなきゃそんな格好できないもんな。
私だって好きでこんなしてるわけじゃ。
Is this alright, Keiichi Maibara? Aren't you taking this a little too far? Even if it's payback for that humiliation during the day, isn't this too much? Hey, shut up, Logic. To pay back Mion tenfold is a chance you'll hardly ever get.
こんな恥ずかしい格好してお母さんは悲しんでるぞ。その見えそうで見えないのが最高だよな。
Oh my god,
も
Keiichi.
っと近う寄れ。
堪忍して。
お客様への奉仕の心がまだまだでおじゃるぞよ。
どうかお許しを。
あうお持ち帰り。
それは
Entering a version of Ren's cute mode, blood spewing from my nose like a waterfall. I was going until I had no regrets. I was going to complete this verbal humiliation, revenge for today's events.
これくらいで今日は許してやろう。はう。
It seems that Mion's neural circuits had completely shortened from the embarrassment. Might have teased her a little too much, or so I thought, but such a meek Mion is something you hardly ever see, so this was good for now. Leaving aside what exactly was
しかし
good.
知らなかったな。天下御免のミオンがウェイトレスは苦手なんてな。
違う。
でも意外な一面だよな。昼間のミオンに見せてやりたいよ。
Oh shit.
っていうかレナたちにも見せてやりたいな。レナなんかきっと狂乱して喜ぶぞ。あいつこの店で働きたいとか言い出すんじゃないかな。
違うんです。
俺もミオンにこんな可愛い服装が似合うなんて夢にも思わなかったぜ。
だから違うんです。
While turning bright red, Mion finally spit out the words that were lodged in her
違
throat.
うって何がだよ。
ミオンじゃないんです。
Ooh. What? I was taken aback at Mion's confusing
ミオン
words.
じゃないって。じゃあお前は誰だよ。園崎ミオンだろ。
ごめんなさい。言いそびれちゃってたんですけど。私、園崎シオンなんです。
She has a sister?
姉がミオンなんですよ。
My eyes unconsciously widened with surprise from this brazenly crazy talk. So if Mion's your older sister, that makes you at least 13 instead of 14. And they got a 13-year-old dressing up like this working at a cafe? What? Or they could be twins. Yeah, I guess they could be twins. Mion probably thinking that there was no way such a far-fetched excuse would work, turned bright red while fidgeting
シ
nervously.
オン園崎。
はい。よくお姉に間違われるんです。
Kagura-chan, thank you for the 4.
でも俺に会った時初対面とは思えない反応を示したよな。
それはいつもお姉が話してる人だから知ってたわけで。
How would you know who he is just because someone talked about him all the time? That doesn't... Like, you wouldn't know how he looked like. A little bit of cringeworthy excuse that is. But when I looked at Mion's eyes, which begged me to believe her, the urge to tease completely subsided. To us, Mion had to be a leader who was normally overflowing with confidence and guiding force. If I were to lash out at Mion, I would have ruined something I shouldn't have. That was something I would never wish for. So I understand this foolishness here is something very different from the everyday Mion. That's why she's Shion. No, you fucking idiot. Maybe it actually is a
だったら
sister.
悪かっ
いえ、分かってくれればいいんです。
Unless it's not a sister and it's an alter... You know how in chapter 1 we had that multiple personality disorder thing and it's just a different personality of Mion. It just goes by the name Shion.
「お姉も敵の多い人ですから。
Well, now she's self-aware of that fact now, is she? As I unintentionally laughed aloud, Mion knows Shion
た。
laughed
シオン
with
は
me.
こういう仕事初めてなのか。慣れてなさそうだったからさ。
実は今日がケイちゃんが初めてのお客さんなの。
Yeah, Shion's voice is way nicer than Mion's, though. A little flustered after saying that, she quickly asked if it was okay for her to refer to me the same way her sister did. Seeing that blatant quirk was so cute, I couldn't stop
おじ
laughing.
さんの店でバイトしてるってのは前に聞いてたからさ。もっと手慣れてるものだと思ってたぜ。
お店持ってる親類って他にもいるの。だからこのお店のおじさんの手伝いをするのは初めてで。
I see, it makes sense. Anybody would be a tentative doing a job they weren't used
ミオン
to.
はこの店手伝いに来ないのか？
おねってほら、こういう可愛いの苦手なんで。
I know what she's trying to say.
そうだな。ミオンってかっこいい系の方が似合うやつだもんな。だからこの店の手伝いはシオンちゃんが来て正解だったと思うぜ。
Huh? Shion asked, probably thinking she misheard
その
me.
制服、ミオンなんかには絶対に似合わないと思うけど、シオンちゃんにはよく似合ってると思うしさ。
それって
Shion, like Rena often does, spaced out and turned bright red.
どういう意味なのかな。
At least for this moment, it felt like Shion's character actually existed. Because there was no way that Mio and I knew had this side to her. At that moment, we realized that the more veteran waitress was waving at us from across the room.
園崎さん R 入っちゃっていいですよ。
Mio finally returned to her senses. It seemed as if it was time for her to take her break.
じゃあ私はこれで噂のケイちゃんと話せて楽しかったです。
ミオンと勘違いしていじめて悪かったな。ミオンには改めて復讐すると伝えておいてくれ。
メイドの格好をさせられて表を歩かせられたんですよね。
Oh my god, this face! The remake! The devilish laugh and smile was exactly the same as the one I knew.
そうだ。たっぷり書かされた恥はきっとお返しすると伝えておいてくれ。
で、それより私、今日いじめられたことお姉にチクりますから。お姉に部活で仇を取られちゃってくださいね。
上等だぜ。返り討ちにしてやら。
Mion laughed with a warm smile devoid of any remaining nervousness and disappeared into the back. Yo, my dad constipated? I felt like I had a valuable experience today. That's right, for now I know the high and mighty Mion has a weak point to panic and get embarrassed about. But of all things for her to say, she has a twin sister. I thought that maybe I should ask Rena tomorrow if she really has a sister, but maybe it's better that I didn't ask. It's a bit mean-spirited. I've decided that the person I met here today was Shion, the younger twin sister, so I'll refrain from doing anything that would deny that. It's not that we actually made a promise or anything, but that little exchange gave birth to a new rule between me and Mion. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. It was my dad. It was a long trip to the washroom. He probably came up with a new idea for an art piece when he was sitting on the
ケイ
can.
チ、そろそろいいか？帰ろう。
Settling the bill, my father had his customer card stamped. It was pretty much filled. This fucking pervert. Damn, Dad, you're quite the regular customer.
さっきの新米ウェイトレスさんはケイチの知り合いか？
なんだ、物陰から見てたのかよ。
Dad has the oddest sense of tact sometimes.
学校の子かい？ひなみ沢の？
うん。俺の友達のミオンってやつの妹なんだよ。学校はひなみ沢じゃなくて町野に通ってるみたいだね。学校じゃ会ったことないから。
へえ。ひなみ沢の子ってみんなケイチと同じ学校に通ってるわけじゃないのか？
半分くらいらしいよ。半分の生徒は町の学校まではるばる自転車で登校してるんだってさ。
In this way, the feeling that I was really talking to Shion came to me. What should I say to Mion tomorrow? I met your little sister, something like that? Even with Mion being like that, us having a secret between the two of us made me both a little happy and a little embarrassed. The village is small and only has one school. How come we never? Well, they just explained it. It's a second. Well, it's like two halves of the place. One half goes to this school, one half goes to the other school. Does Shion really exist? Double the fun. Meet Shion. Double the fun. Oh.
ミオンさんの家族？
ああ、もっと平たく言えばあいつに兄弟とかいないのかなって思ってさ。
I was actually wondering whether her younger sister named Shion really existed. My curiosity got the better of me, so I quietly asked Satoko about it.
どうなんでございましょうね。いるやらいないやら。
What in the bullshit answer is this? She wasn't being very clear about it. Has Satoko never gone to Mion's house to
その
play?
反応からすると会ったことがないみたいだな。
ええ、おばあさん以外にはありませんですわ。
As far as I could tell, there were already dark clouds over the Shiona's real
そういうのは理科が詳しいですわよ。理科に聞いてごらんなさいですわ。
Satoko waves to Rika-chan, who was basking in the sunlight.
理科、ミオンさんのご家族のことをご存知ですの？
Rika-chan was surprised at the sudden question.
ミーには家族や親戚がいっぱいいますですから。
そんなにたくさんいるのか。例えば園崎シオンってやつはいるのか。その聞き間違いかもしれないからひょっとすると実在しないかもしれないんだけど。
C ですか？ C はいますですよ。
Huh? That was unexpected, so she was real.
よく似た名前ですのね。
Yui is Thursday if you're doing Virpol? Sure.
間違えて舌を噛んじゃいそうですわ。ミーの双子の妹さんだと聞いたことがありますですが、あまり会ったことはないのです。
Rika-chan knew a bit about her as well, but hadn't seen her much.
何年か前に法事の集まりがあった時に会ったような気がしますですよ。
A funeral?
このクラスにいないってことは学校は沖宮の方に通っているってわけかな。
お家も沖宮なのかもしれませんわよ。だってミョンさん自身家族とは別でおばあさんと暮らしてるわけですから。
She didn't live with her parents. That was a bit odd. Is there something between them?
とてもややこしいお家なのです。親類の数が多いらしいですから、きっといろいろと都合があるに違いないのですわ。
For now, I learned that she had a younger twin sister named Shion, but her family structure, including her own position, still seemed very mysterious.
お、3人揃って何の話だい？おじさんも混ぜてよ。
ミオンさんいいところへ。ミオンさんに双子の妹さんがいるってのは本当でございますの？
Ah, Mion crap.
妹？いるよ。
Her response is a little weird, huh? Mion grew uncharacteristically red in the face at a loss. I think she's looking at me.
あら、それは知らなかったですわ。どんな方なのかしら。ぜひ一度お顔を見てみたいですわね。
会わない方がいいよ。全然可愛くないし。
Either she doesn't exist and it's an alternate personality, or I don't know. Mion's reaction is a little weird.
生意気だし、たまに電話で話すくらいで、私もしばらく会ってないし。
Talking to her on the phone once in a while, then how the hell would Shion would have known about the most recent punishment game? Why did it look like she was in such a panic? It's like she was declaring that Shion from yesterday was actually a fake. Anyway, this is pretty funny, so I let it go for a little while longer. Another Mion under the name of Shion. Will I be able to see her if I go to that restaurant again? I had a mysterious feeling as if I had made a new friend despite knowing that she and Mion were the same person. Are they the same person? Weird. Alright, second chapter of today, let's go! Oh my
いい
mommy!
ですか皆さん。お料理は真剣にやらないと思わぬ怪我をします。これも授業ですからふざけないでしっかりやってくださいね。
A lazy yeah wafted through the classroom in response. After school day today was going to be a home economics class. I actually enjoyed shit like this. Plan was for everybody to make curry rice and give it to the forest rangers who let this building be rented out as school. If everybody were making curry in the same pot, it would have been more of a party-like atmosphere, but this was school after all. Excluding the youngest students, each one of us would be making our own curry with the result being judged.
いいですか？
Alright, everybody, is there a plot reason on why Mion always refers her as old man? It's like a character trope.
今でこそカレーライスは手軽で簡単で誰にでも作れるメニューということになっていますが、カレーは本来インドを発祥とする古式ゆかしいちゃんとしたお料理です。日本式にアレンジされたとはいえ、そこには古代インドの英知と文化が込められています。夢そのことをおろそかにしないように。真剣にやらない人は先生が本気で怒りますから、そのつもりで。
Whoa, teacher. That seemed like a needlessly passionate sermon on curry. Well, whatever. She's serious about her
ジ
curry,
エ
bro.
先生はカレーに命かけてるって噂でしたよ。
Devoted her life to curry?
採点はきっと厳しいですわよ。
Okay.
家庭科の点数なんか赤点でさえなければ適当でいいんだよ、適当で。
適当なんて言わない方がいいよ。先生、カレーに関しては鬼だから。
なんだよそのカレーの鬼って。初耳だぞ。
Oh, really? That's a reference as well? Liking curry?
普段は温厚ないい先生なんだけどね。どういうわけかカレーにだけはうるさいんだよ。
Hey, based. I love
演
curry.
出的なくらいに。
うん。秘伝のカレーを研究するためにって言って毎年インドに旅行に行ってるって言ってたもんね。風の噂ですとご飯は3食カレーライスで、たまに他のものを食べる時でも
I thought
必
you
ず
said
カレ
furry?
ー
No,
味というこ
curry.
だわりぶりらしいですの。
3 meals a day, bro. I used to do this. I used to order fucking Coco Ichibanya twice a fucking day. That shit is fire.
それ変質的というより変態的だぞ。何か悪い宗教にでも入ってるんじゃないのか。だいたいカレーなんてジャンクフードの筆頭じゃねえかよ。3食カレーなんて栄養的にも偏って。
Embedded into the table. Oh. Right by my fingertips, a chef's knife, ladle, and spatula hummed gently as they still quivered. The teacher, while still mixing her own pot, was looking this way, smiling.
ケイちゃん、シー。それ以上言ったら埋葬される。
Saying even a little bit more would make my situation a lot more dire.
へいへい、しっかり真面目にカレーを作ればいいわけだろ。
でも今日はそう簡単にはいかないのです。みーちゃんが。
It's written all over her face. If the playing field is even and we're being judged, there's no way this won't turn into a competition.
分かってるねみんな。料理勝負だ。
There's no way Mion would leave such an enticing event alone.
勝敗はどうするでございますの？
Whoever's curry tastes the
先
best.
生の採点で決めますの？
As if saying, but wait, there's more. Isn't Rena just gonna win? She's the best cook here.
今日は営林署の皆さんへの感謝のイベントですから、先生だけでなく採点はみんなで行いますよ。
わしと先生とそれから営林署の方
Now, why
5
doesn't
人
the
で採点
principal have a model, huh?
各自健闘を祈るぞ。やは
Even the principal? Looking around, it seemed like the interests of everybody in class had been piqued.
そういうわけ。のんびりしたカレーパーティーなんかには終わらせないよ。
レナ、カレーは得意だよ。今日は負けないよ。私の学年は班で作りますから理科と一緒なのですわよ。
Fucking cheaters?
汚ねえ。リカちゃんは確かかなりの料理上手じゃ。
僕のカレーで美味しくって体がどうにかなっちゃうのです。
What about Mion? She doesn't seem like she's good at cooking. Her type has always been bad at this kind of thing. But Mion continued to look unconcerned.
ケイちゃんが今思ってることを当てて、ミオンはきっと料理が下手に違いないでしょう。
I don't like the way she said that. Couldn't be. Mion couldn't possibly. At that moment, the teacher whistle sounded.
では皆さん、いいですか？
Oh shit.
刃物には十分に気をつけてくださいね。はじめ。
The call to arms has sounded. We had to use an outdoor kit to cook the rice, but it wasn't that difficult for a camping veteran like me. Put the rice in the canister, push your palm to the bottom, and fill with water to just above the wrist.
本当にそんな水加減でいいんですの？もっと入れないといけないそうですのよ。
You filthy liar! If I put in any more, I'll just be left with some half-cooked porridge.
さとこ、それが罠のつもりなら残念だったな。俺は慣れてるぞ、飯盒炊飯は。はじめちょろちょろ中パッパ。赤子泣いても蓋取るな。
へえ、ケイチくんすごいね。ちょっと意外。サマーキャンプで習ったのかな。
親父がデイキャンプが好きでさ、夏場なんかにはよく家族で出かけるんだよ。
ってことは全員ご飯の炊き方は問題なし。つまり勝負の分かれ目はカレーの方ってことになるね。
カレーこそ理科の独壇場ですのよ。皆さんなんかコテンパンですわ。
理科のってとこが泣けるぞ。お前も何か料理を手伝えよ。
She sucks.
ひょっとするとさとこちゃんは何もお手伝いをしないのが一番のお手伝いなのかもね。勝負は勝てば官軍でございますわよ。
That was pretty malicious comment for Rena, and Satoko took it hook, line, and sinker. Rena could only apologize between fits of laughter while Satoko chased her around.
じゃあ早速カレーの方に行こうかね。ここからが勝負どころだよ。
After rinsing off the carrots, potatoes, and other standard vegetables, I grasped a knife. Gulp.
今日のカレーはどんな味？
As Rena hummed along, her very well practiced hands wielded her knife. Rhythmical sound of the knife hitting the I would not trust this bitch with a knife. The cutting board harkened to kind of images of days long past. Simply put, it was perfect. It was so calm and practiced, I seriously don't stand a chance. I looked over at Satoko and Rika-chan. Satoko was in charge of washing the vegetables, while Rika-chan was in charge of peeling them. That's what I heard being discussed, but Rika-chan's knife skills are something else as well. She was happily rotating the potato and peeling it quite quickly. On top of that, the peels spanned the entire potato. What was that called again? Katsuramuki? I've heard that peeling a vegetable in one loop around that is a highly regarded technique. She picked up the peel from the sink and carved a pair of eyes into it with her knife.
ヘビさんなのですよ。ガオ。
Gao? Saying that she placed a longly peeled potato skin on top of the head of a boy from her group. She wasn't even breaking a sweat. When it comes to Rika-chan and cooking, I couldn't even hold a candle to her. But roar? Do snakes make that sound? True. Alright then, how's Mion doing? She's definitely just fumbling along. There's no way she can peel a potato so effortlessly like that. Absolutely no way.
そんなわけあるか。絶対嘘だ。トリックだ。 SFX だ。
SFX.
ワイヤーとか使ってるに違いない。
ほれビローン。
As if she had already won, Mion proudly showed me the elongated potato skin.
ケイチは知らないですか？ミーはおばあちゃんにお料理とかも教えてもらってるですよ。
Ah, shit.
料理だけじゃないよ。裁縫からお花におこと、重機から無線機、ヘリの操縦まで何でもできるんだからね。
Oh my god. Strangely enough, the latter items were more realistic. It was the first few items on that list that seemed like a lie. Suing, true. So it was Mion that put it in there.
すっごくお料
I
理上
wonder
手
what
な
the
んだ
fuck
よ。
it meant though, if Rena was saying which one was Rena's, like, didn't the others, I mean, I guess unless one tasted like just absolute shit, or like tasted really good, who knows?
面倒くさがって全然作らないけどね。
Damn it. I'm also really good at cooking, especially
ケ
Chinese
イ
food.
チ、お湯を沸かして注ぐのは料理に入りませんです。
Shot down before I could even say it. Shut the fuck up, Satoko. You ain't doing shit.
ざまあないですわね。今日はケイチさんの一人負け確定ですわよ。
てめえだって料理できないだろが。
True.
リカかわいそかわいそです。僕がケイチをコテンパンにしてあげますです。
God, this does not look good. Everybody's smirking at me. Don't raise a white flag yet, Keiichi, my bro. Don't throw away this match. Calm down and think. Not about how to peel these potatoes well, but about how to win this challenge.
ここはギャラリーが多い。俺他の流しで仕事するから。
Saying only that, I gathered up all the vegetables and I left that spot behind.
ケイチくん大丈夫かな。包丁で指とか切らないか心配。
さーて、ケイちゃんのお手並み拝見だね。
No matter how hard I try peeling these, if I slip up at this speed, I'll lop my fingers right off. Then there's only one thing left to do.
富田君、岡村君。
Oh my god, is he gonna send him to the store to buy fucking curry?
お、君たちは4人でグループか。
It was the two underclassmen that have become my sworn brothers ever since the event at that toy store last Sunday. They have been paired with two girls from their group.
女子2人が料理とか得意なんで。
Unless he's gonna have them sabotage?
俺らは遊んでるだけで OK です。
Both of them pointed at the girls. They're not as good as Rena, but they were both good enough at handling a
担当
knife.
直入に言おう。このままでは部活に負ける。君たちの班が向いた野菜をくれ。
前原さん、それほとんど恐喝です。でもまあ話によっては交渉次第なら OK ってことですよ。
Oh my god.
たくましい奴らだな。ではこうしよう。俺が勝てたらサトコ&リカちゃんグループのカレーを食わせてやる。これならどうだ。
What the fuck?
え、あ、
Is that even a good
どうしよう
prize? I
か
feel like that's
な。
not even a good prize. Both of them were hesitant after such a weighty proposal. Just one more little push seems in order. Very well then, let's make them an offer they can't refuse. I pulled both of them close by the shoulder and made my offer in a hushed tone.
もちろんサトコとリカちゃんの食べかけをだ。
Oh my Oh my god, indirect kiss?
スプーンもつける。
Sploosh. A red mist spouted vigorously from the nose of the two underclassmen.
あら、ケイチさんも結構やりますのね。綺麗なじゃがいもですこと。
Having brilliantly cleared the vegetables peeling challenge, I returned to my comrades in triumph.
へえ、すごいねすごいね。ケイチくんの皮むき上手だよ。
違うね。ケイちゃんが剥いたのはじゃがいもじゃなく牙でしょ。
ああ、俺はとっくに本気だぞ。てめえらまとめてぶっ潰してやるぜ。
Having finished with preparing the vegetables, next is to boil a pot of water, then adding the vegetables in order of which takes the longest to cook. I learned this part from my mother when we went camping, but just cooking in order, it probably won't garner a lot of points. Look over at Rena. She had a variety of vegetables cooked together in a delicate balance. She wasn't being ambitious or calculating a way to win the game. She wasn't being she was making delicious food with a mother's touch. I have a feeling that I could somehow compete with Mion in terms of technique, but I would be no match for Rena. She was way out of my league.
うちのお母さんのカレーはね、いっつも具だくさんだ
Rena,
った
do
の
you
よ。
even have fucking parents though? Like, there's no way they let you run around with a fucking hatchet.
だから レナのカレーも具だくさんなの。本当は一晩かけてじっくり煮たい
I'm
んだ
being
け
a
どね。
jackass. I'll just say.
うん
She was doing some crazy shit last chapter. Really wants to take all night and stew it nice and slow.
頼む。俺のカレーにも少しお力を貸してくれないか。
Say no.
ダメだよ。
Oh.
これ部活だもの。レナは負けないよ。
Ugh, when she enters club mode, even the normally kind Rena becomes an enemy. Looks like Rika-chan is cooking apples as well. Ugh, she's like a pro at this. How about Mion?
あ、ミオンてめえ。そりゃなんだよ。ハンバーグなんてどこから。
What?
行事予定表で今日のことをあらかじめ知ってたからね。
She brought meat?
下ごしらえはバッチリってわけよ。私のカレーはゴージャスに行くよ。
Upon closer inspection, it looks like Mion brought her own vegetables and spices and other ingredients. They were spread all over the place. Mion, just for today, you brought all this stuff from your house. No, it wasn't. It was in her fucking... It was in her locker.
異議あり。先生、こんなのありですか。
異議を却下します。美味しいカレーができれば先生は何でも OK です。
Ugh, for that normally serious teacher to go so far as to append the star to the end of her sentence. Okay, how do you speak in stars? Just as rumor said, she's a through and through curry freak.
レナとリカちゃんは天性の料理上手。私は入念な事前準備。で、ケイちゃんは
It's hopeless. In the grand scheme of cooking, peeling the vegetables is only a small part of it. The hurdles I must overcome are just too numerous and too high.
前原さん、こっち、こっち。
Turning around, I saw the voices calling me belonging to the 200 classmen from earlier, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun.
なんだよお前ら。ん？その鍋はなんだよ。
これ気づかれないうちに前原さんの鍋とすり
Okay, how
替
are
え
they
てくださ
stealing
い。
their group's entire pot and getting away with it? Like, listen, like, sure, maybe a couple of vegetables is believable, but they just stole the entire pot.
うちの女子のカレーなら前原さんが作るよりは出来はいいと思います。
Ooh. You guys, for me?
勘違いしないでくださいよ。僕たち前原さんに勝ってもらわないと。そう。
If I don't win, then the talk of eating Satoko and Rika-chan's curry goes right out the window. It seems like you guys are getting riled up about this too.
世話になる。だがお前らのグループの女子がよく許したな。
前原さん、俺たちも本気ってことです。
What did they bet? Filling in on day duty 3 times. These guys, to assure me victory, have paid the price. That gaze filled with burning conviction from my underclassmen. Yeah, I'm not fighting this alone. I'm fighting this with everyone.
任せておけ。腹は空かせておけよ。絶対に食わせてやるからな。
お待ち申し上げております。
It's a gas stove, so controlling the heat is easy. All that's left is to let it stew a bit. The delicious smell of curry began wafting upwards. The pot gifted to me by my 2 underclassmen certainly drew some double takes. Rena even looked surprised when she came to take a look, so it must be pretty good.
ケイちゃんやるじゃない。これは最後までわからない勝負になったね。
ケイチくんのカレー、レナも食べてみたくなっちゃうな。なっちゃう
Surely it's ours.
レナのカレーもミオンのカレーもみんな強敵だよ。俺の最善は尽くしたが結果はどうか。
ケイチさん、リカが呼んでますわよ。
Uh-oh.
言ってあげてでございますわ。
What? Rika-chan's calling me? What could it be? Oh, whatever. While I'm at it, I can gather some intelligence on the enemy. Rika-chan was doodling on the ground in front of the pot, because all that's left is to let it stew. Even then, it's good to know that she doesn't leave the stove unattended.
リカちゃんの方はどんな具合だい？
カレーさんなのです。
Okay. Huh? Rika-chan was doodling something strange and introduced it as Mr.
カレ
Curry.
ーさんはすごいのです。目からビームも出ます。ビー。
Apparently, Mr. Curry shoots beam from his eyes. Drawing a beam with a stick, she etched a line towards my feet. Does this mean I've been shot with a laser?
バリアービーム反射
Took another stick in my hand and reflected beam, striking Mr.
カレ
Curry.
ーさんのお腹からはミサイルも撃てるのです。ビシュー。
おりゃー前原超電磁バリアー
Rika's VA just got to make so many random noises.
そして反撃のビーム
カレーさんはビームエネルギーを吸収して波動砲を撃てるのです。
Impulse wave cannon? Rika-chan and I scratched at the ground, thoroughly engrossed in our doodle war. Wait a
な
moment.
あリカちゃん俺に何か用があって呼んだんじゃないのか
はい、呼びましたですよ。でももうご用は終わっているのです。
Oh no, it was sabotage! Fucking distraction! At the moment, a chill ran up my spine. Already fulfilled her purpose?
やられた
Headed back to my pod, standing there just as I feared, was Satoko. With no questions asked, I drop kicked the back of her head. Okay, she's dead.
何をしますの？レディの頭を何だとお思いですの？
なことはどうでもいいまさかサトコ俺のカレーに何か混ぜたんじゃ
Oh my gosh, she put fucking shit in it.
失礼な。そこまで落ちぶれてはおりませんわ。
And what you do,
こう
bitch?
見えても私フェアですのよ。
Okay, bet.
じゃあこのよくわからない並べ方をしてあるしゃもじとかお皿とかはなんだこんな不安定な置き方をして倒れたらどうすんだよ
At that moment, a gentle breeze blew by, knocking over a ladle that was stood up on its end. The ladle, like a domino, fell over and knocked over the next cooking utensil in a row. Whap, 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 clank, clank, thud, thud.
これは芸術だな
Oh my god, he's Deidara from Naruto.
そういえば昔テレビでドミノ倒し世界記録に挑戦なんてのが流行ったよな
ケイちゃんフライパン
I didn't even have time to react. The chain reaction knocked over a cutting board, then a frying pan. The next after that was my pot. Oh no. The fry pan struck my pot full force, tipping it over. The contents cruelly spilled out, and now my masterpiece was being sampled by the schoolyard. I stared dumbfounded. It was such a beautiful and elaborate mousetrap that for a moment I lost touch with reality.
あらあら、大惨事ですわね。私は何もしてませんのよ。
The very last moment, I let my guard down. I ignored the culinary incompetent Satoko for far too long. Kill her. Even if she couldn't cook, Satoko still had this method of fighting back. Just then, Rena, who had been sampling her own pot, let out a scream.
レナのカレーしょっぱいよ。しょっぱいよ。
Oh my god. Was Rena also sabotaged? Then what about Mion?
私のはご飯がしょっぱい
やられたこれで邪魔者は戦う前に全て一掃でございますのよ。
I mean, I don't think a little saltiness is that bad. Just add a little water into the curry, you know?
せっかくの力作が台無しなのです。かわいそかわいそなのです。かわいそかわいそですわよ。
Higurashi and Satoko rubbed my dumbfounded head to their heart's content. Pushing the desks together, it was about time for the meals to be judged. The delicious odor of curry spread throughout the courtyard. The members of the forestry service to whom we owed gratitude for their daily work were guided to their seats. The principal gave a bit of a ceremonial introduction. Next, the teacher expressed her desire for them to judge the curry contest. Is he gonna somehow bribe the fucking forest service? The men from the forestry service seemed to like that kind of thing and gave their enthusiastic approval.
さて皆さんできましたね。ではこれから審査員の皆さんと校長先生と私で試食をしますからね。
Alright, here's Keiichi's meal. You have to eat it from the ground. Everybody in the class brought up their painstakingly made curry and arranged them on the desk. The only club members who managed a decent result were Rika-chan's group. Knowing full well it was a failure, Rena plated her curry for the judges. She already knew she was going to get a low score. Ooh. But at least she was still able to serve hers. Both Mion and Mai's curry were completely obliterated, so we couldn't even line them up on the table. The judges started from the curry made by the lower grades. They had a lively discussion praising the food. Finally, it was our curry's turn.
次は竜宮君のカレーであるな。実にうまそうである。
The principal cheerfully shoveled a spoonful of Rena's salty curry into his mouth. Of course, his expression immediately changed.
あらあらあら、竜宮さんどうしちゃったんですか？途中まではあんなに美味しそうだったのに。
Chi Sensei must have had some expectations judging from her disappointment.
はあ、すみません。
Ooh.
間違えてお塩を一袋入れちゃって。
Ooh. The rest of the judges grimaced after they each had a bite. I feel sorry for
失敗
them.
こそ成功の調味料である。次回に期待するぞ。頑張りたまえ。
Saying that, the principal devoured the rest of the over-salted curry in one go. Truly a man amongst men. Rena was down and out. Her offensive capabilities were something else, but she was defeated due to her weak defense.
では次は僕たちのご賞味いただくのですよ。
Uh-huh.
フルデさんの班のカレーもとっても頑張っていますね。どれどれ？素朴だけどこれはとても美味しくできてます。
There was also the incident with Rena's salted curry right before this, so the judge's assessment was extraordinarily high. Maybe not just extraordinary, but perhaps today's forerunner. The judges began a heated debate. One of those judges let out a sigh as he removed a chunk of carrot with a spoon.
この子のカレーも結構悪くないけどな。俺、人参嫌いなんだよね。
Ooh. Perhaps I think that carrots are a staple of curry. Personally, I think that carrots are a staple of curry, but I guess to each their own. However, seeing that, Rika-chan read the nameplate on the chest of his coveralls and began to speak.
ダメですよ、教授。
Oh shit.
人参を残してはいけません。
Oh shit. What is she saying all of a sudden? Everybody turned to Rika-chan with a sudden look, but what Rika-chan just did was super effective. The carrot-hating judge began stuffing his face with curry while tears streamed down his face.
教授、おかわりありますですよ。
Sob mommy! While crying like that, he continued to shovel curry into his mouth. That's right, Rika-chan's curry was by no means simple. No, that curry had the taste of a mother's cooking. With the carrot-hating judge out of the picture, Rika-chan's assessment was unanimous.
リカのカレーには誰もかないませんのよ。
Oh boy. Satoko let off a shrill laugh as she declared victory, but at that moment...
騙されてはなりません。審査員の皆々様方。貧乏臭さをお袋の味と錯覚させるなど、まやかしもいいとこ。
The meager slop!
皆様方が本当に食べたかったのはこういうカレーじゃない？
Oh, all of a sudden, in all its perfect glory, Mion's curry. Not only the judges, but the teacher, the underclassmen, and of course myself could only gasp in admiration. Hamburg steak with a demi-glaze, a sauce, and a fresh salad. It's a set. It wouldn't be stretching it to say that this was a full-course meal. It's perfect, perfectly made.
すごいすごい。
I thought her fucking curry got ruined. What the fuck?
みーちゃんすごい。みーちゃんすごい。
Satoko was also shocked. Even Rika-chan couldn't hide her surprise. It seems the victor was decided without even needing a taste. Of course, the hamburger was hand-kneaded. The salad also had a home-style dressing, but of professional quality. And the curry, not even a micron of grit.
とっても美味しい。実に豊かな味わいですよ、園崎さん。このカレーこそインド6000年の英知と日本人の食文化の美しい融和の生きた証。
Okay.
先生、感激です。これは満点の仕上がりですね。100点をあげちゃいます。
いえいえ、どういたしまして。クラス委員長として模範を示したまでです。
Mion bowed politely and then winked at us with a smirk on her face.
僕の負けなのです。そんなはずありませんわ。確かに半分に再興しましたのに。
That's right. Satoko had dumped salt into Mion's rice cooker, which should have ruined it. At that moment, it hit me. I swung backwards towards my own canister. She took my rice. That's why. At some point, my cooking canister had been opened, its contents completely emptied.
ミオンめー、俺のご飯を使いやがったな。ずるいぞ。お前のカレーも半分よこせ。
Mion clucked her tongue and waved her finger at me as a smirk washed over her face.
おっとケイちゃん、それは甘えてるよ。この最後の土壇場を私は諦めなかった。そういう差でしょ。勝負は捨てたらおしまいってこと。
True. Gah, I couldn't even properly voice my shame.
みーちゃん、ケイチくんかわいそうだよ。ちょっとくらいなら分けてあげても。
いいのいいの。これは授業料だよ。ケイちゃんは今勝負を最後まで捨ててはいけないことを学んだのね。
It loads me to say it, but Mion is right. To give up so quickly on the match was my own folly. So I should actually be thankful to her. Ooh. Well then, does that mean that even in this situation I shouldn't give up?
カレーは鍋ごとひっくり返し、ご飯すらも残ってない。この状況でどう勝負を諦めるなんて言うんだよ。
前原さん。
Ooh. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun suddenly appeared. Damn it. Even though my proteges had tried so hard, I wasn't able to meet their expectations.
事故ですよ。仕方ないです。
Both of them were dejected. Gah! I couldn't accept defeat so easily. I was their senior. What would I be if I didn't pick up the broken pieces of the dream I had shown them? I just learned it from Mion just now, didn't I? Don't throw away the contest. Not until the last
考えろ
minute.
前原圭一。考えるんだ前原圭一。カレーを作る方法じゃない、勝負に勝つ方法だ。
I had an idea. I didn't think it could turn the tables, but it was better than nothing.
富田君、手を洗ってこい。手伝ってくれ。岡村君には探してきてほしいものがあるんだ。
おっす。
了解です。
Although in this burst after receiving these instructions.
ほう、最後にケイちゃんがどうあがくか見せてもらおうじゃない。
往生際の悪い男は嫌われますのよ。
うるせえ。俺の最後の勝負を黙って見てろ。まずミオン、お前の飯盒をもらうぞ。嫌とは言わせん。
別にいいけどしょっぱいよ。
レナも手伝っていいよね。ケイチくん非常事態だし。
そう言ってもらえるなら心強い。じゃあレナ、お茶を入れてくれ。
はあ、信頼されてない。
それからサトコ、そしてリカちゃん、一騎打ちを申し入れる。
なんですって。お話を伺いますですよ。
This was my duty to my proteges who shed blood, sweat, and tears for my sake.
俺が100点をもらえたら、サトコ、
How
リ
the
カちゃん、
fuck are you gonna receive a perfect
お
score?
前らのカレーをいただく。飯抜きだ。
冗談もほどほどでございますのよ。そんなのあかんぺーでございますわよ。
いや、いいでしょサトコ、受けなよ。
Firmly patting the top of Satoko's head, Mion said those words with all the gravitas of
こ
a
れ
court
だけの致
president.
命傷を与えたんでしょ。再起なんかあるわけがない。だから聡子も堂々としてなよ。どうあがこうと逆転などあるわけがない。そうでしょ。
そうでございますけど、僕はいいですよ。ケイチ、ファイト、おーです。
The judges, seemingly growing tired of sampling the various careers, were debating each entry. From what little I overheard, it seemed that Mion's impending victory was not in question.
そういえば前原くんのカレーはどうなりましたか？先生まだ食べてませんよ。
はい、俺のカレーはその鍋がひっくり返ってしまい。
そうであるか。それは実に残念である。
カレーは失いましたが、勝負を失ったわけじゃありません。皆さんをうまいと言わせてみせます。
My combative posturing had drawn the attentions of all the
まずは
judges.
黙って食ってください。文句はそれから伺います。これが俺の料理だ。
前原くん、それは。
おにぎりであるか。
The judges smiled wryly at the simple fare that was quite in contrast to the preceding bravado. Rena poured tea into the cup she had brought over from the break room.
バカにしてますわ。それに中身も何にもないただの塩握りではありませんの。
Wait, what if?
こんなの勝負にもなりませんわ。確かに塩加減は悪くないかもしれないけど。
Rena's expression told me that she thought this was a great idea, but it might still not be enough to win the match.
前原さん、本当に。
後輩諸君、よく尽くしてくれ。大丈夫、黙って見てるんだ。
The judges were chewing with their mouths full and sipping at the tea. Nobody was singing praises or awestruck. They were just quietly chowing down.
ケイちゃんも卑怯な手を使うようになったね。こりゃつらいな。
そうか。レナにも分かったよ。どういうことですの？なんでみんな黙ってあんなにも食べてますの？それはね、さとこちゃん。審査員さんたちね、実は。
Because they were judges, they had to sample each and every offering. And because they were from small children, because they were made to show their appreciation, they couldn't just eat a little bit of each.
男はな、時には味よりも量を尊ぶこともあるんだよ。その時味は心震わせるものよりも素朴であることが望ましい。
Amen, brother! Preach! They couldn't say it out loud, but this was the tastiest thing they'd had today. I confirmed that by looking at their eyes as the judges smiled wryly.
健闘はたたえるが、今日はカレー勝負。
Principal, locking in.
これに点数を与えて良いものなのか。
The teacher and the principal had folded their arms while they pondered the situation. My underlings, seeing that, saw the small glimmer of hope fade away and grew dejected. Arg, was this little surprise just not enough?
諦めるな、ケイちゃん。
Neon whispered quietly, "That's right. If I didn't push here..."
いえ、採点はしていただきます。カレーとおにぎりを異なって評価することにそもそも致命的な間違いがあります。
What?
前原くん、何を言ってるんですか？
Onigiri was also made in Indian cuisine.
カレーとおにぎり
True.
はなぜ？
Principal stopped the teacher. It looked like he was giving me one final chance. The judges, having eaten their fill, quietly waited for my
本場イン
statement.
ドのカレーは何というパンで食べるそうですね。ですからこのカレーライスという料理はそれを取り入れアレンジした日本の食文化の一つと言えるでしょう。冒頭に先生がおっしゃられた通り、インドと日本の文化の融合の結晶なのです。
前原くんの言うことはわかります。でもそれとおにぎりにどんな関係が？
とても簡単なことなんですよ。カレーもおにぎりも お米を美味しく食べるための知恵なんです。
42 centuries. New emotes when? Really sad.
Soon. Real. Okay, this is not a good fucking. This is like dog shit. Cause like, what if? That's not necessarily true. I eat curry plenty of times with like katsu, not necessarily with rice. Like, is rice a good, like, obviously like a staple? Sure, but like katsu's fine too. Rice was introduced to Japan from ancient China. Our agricultural forebears watered the fields, fighting the elements, disease, and pests to grow and raise our rice-centric culture. Yes, the Japanese people have formulated a plethora of dishes, but those were nothing more than attempts to find ways to enjoy eating rice. In other
カレーも
words,
おにぎりも同じ結晶なのです。
this is a bit of a stretch. It was scattered at first, but slowly grew into a steady roar. It was a thunderous applause that praised me.
よまいごともほどほどになさいませ。認めませんわよ。先生はカレーの出来を採点してますのよ。こんなのは採点外。0点がふさわしいに決まってるでございますわ。先生、ケイイチ君は頑張ったんです。認めてあげてください。
カレーの授業のはずだったのに、どうしましょう。
Mion, stifling a laughter, stepped forward.
かつてフランスからある高名なシェフが来日した時、ホテルの人たちがさまざまな材料をフランスから空輸したんだそうです。でもそのシェフはそれらに見向きもしませんでした。
どうしてなのですか？本場の材料さんなのですよ。
シェフは地元の漁港へ行き、日本で採れた新鮮な幸を使って料理を作ったそうです。食文化は決められたルールに縛られるものじゃない、文化なんです。日本に来れば日本の文化と溶け合って、また新しいものを形作る。
This is like the most bullshit way to like, nah.
だから
This is the worst
カレーもお
one
にぎ
yet.
りも同じ日本の文化なんです。
Mion, just providing fire support. I had to be grateful. The judges were somehow moved by this complicated yet baseless trivia. It is baseless. A stern look washed over the teacher's face as she refolded her arms.
前原君はカレーのお鍋をひっくり返してしまったそうですね。危ないから気をつけなさいと初めにあれだけ言ったのに。
すみません。
ですが前原君や園崎さんが言うように、食文化には垣根はありません。
A whole pile of fucking hoo-ha, bro.
人を心底感嘆させるものなら、その形式は何ら差別されるものではない。
じゃあ
お鍋をひっくり返したので減点20。でも今日だけですよ。くじけないで頑張ったので特別に20点プラス。
In the bullshit?
100点をあげておきましょう。
Underclassmen leapt at me. Perfect score. We did it, we did it. The curry was spilt and our rice was taken, but we made a comeback. In the end, Rika-chan's curry also received full marks, so everybody but Rena had a perfect score. Since this contest was outside the scope of regular club activities, there wasn't any particular penalty game. Rena breathed a sigh of relief.
さて約束だぞ。さとこにリカちゃん、君たちのカレーは没収する。
それじゃ私たちのお昼がなくなっちゃいますわ。
Satoko stomped angrily at the ground in frustration, but the price of defeat was
と言いた
absolute.
いところだが情けだ。半分は食ってよし。
ケイイチ、ありがとうなのです。
My two protégés peered over from the sidelines, tears of joy streaming from their faces. We exchanged glances that would only be understood amongst men. We did it, Maibara-san. Ah, this is all thanks to you. We flashed each other a thumbs up.
さてこのカレーは後輩たちに渡してった。俺も腹が減ったよな。自分のおにぎりでも食うか。ってあれ
There was no trace of my onigiri, the ones I had set aside for myself included. As I peered around searching for them, the principal clapped a hand on my shoulder.
さっきの前原君の話を聞いていたら 噛みしめる米の味が
ひょっとして
Principal simply laughed without answering. Seriously? My eyes half brimming with tears and my stomach rumbling, I was called over by the teacher.
前原くん、さっきはああいう場だったので満点ということにしましたが、分かっていますね。
え、分かってって何がっすか？
There was an odd glint in the teacher's eyes. If I had to describe it, it was curry-colored. What? Like a pot of stewing curry, her eyes whirled around in a spiral. A chill washed over me. Bro, I feel like Chapter 2 is doing this on purpose, where they keep using all the fucking, like, elements that were, like, negative during, like, random fucking goofy scenes. Because, like, we didn't see any of this until, like, the serious scenes in the first chapter. The teacher clutched me by my shoulders and drew me in closer until our noses were almost touching. Oh my god, what?
カレーはこの世で一番尊くて神聖な素晴らしい料理です。それとおにぎりを同一扱いするなんて断固許せません。いいですか？カレーは四大河川文明に匹敵する第五の文明として古代インドに生まれ、アショカ王の時代にカピラ城で釈迦の生誕にバンコク食文化博覧会が絶賛して、ミシュランぐるぐるエッフェル塔すらもカレー漬けをぐつぐつ煮込んで、ターメリックを寝ても覚めてもカレーカレーカレーカレー
Okay.
ちょっとケイチさん、何をフラフラしてますの？後片付けもお料理の一部ですのよ。ケイチくん、目がカレーだよ。どうしたのかな、この。
Curry, curry, curry. He 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 he.
あっちゃー、やられたか。
He got brainwashed.
大丈夫。一昼夜で元に戻るよ。多分。
It wasn't that long before hunger brought me back to my senses. Bro, I swear to God, if this entire chapter was just us fucking cooking curry in a contest. Okay, it's not over. Okay, thank God. In the end, all of the onigiri was eaten by the principal, so I had to make do without lunch. Like, there's no way it was over off of that, because there's, like, no tips to go from there. Skipping lunch, I never knew the afternoon could be so long and painful. A feeling other than drowsiness made me space out.
大丈夫かな、ケイチくん。だからレナのカレー食べなよって言ったのに。
As if I could eat this curry with enough salt in it to make my blood pressure rise just by looking at it. Is what I said as I initially refused. I could only regret it. The hunger, the stomach ache.
まあまあ、よくしのいだよ。あの絶対的な状況下から。つくづくケイちゃんは追い詰められてからが強いね。
Yeah. Like when you and Rena cornered me in chapter 1.
今はどんな褒め言葉もいらん。飯をくれ。
うちに帰れば何かあるんでしょ？
うちってお菓子とかの買い置きはないんだよ。カップ麺も今は底をついてるし。
我慢して待ってれば今日のお夕食はきっと美味しいよ。
I had absolutely no intention on laughing along.
じゃあ私はこの辺で。また今日もバイトでね。慣れない職種はしんどいよ。
Ah, the job at the Angel Mort family restaurant, huh? That uniform was somewhat stimulating. How?
やっぱウェイトレスさんってハードワークなんだな。
みーちゃんってウェイトレスさんやってるの？
Uh-oh.
本当に本当に？どこのお店かな？
違う。私はそう先日のおもちゃ屋さんの店番なの。
So maybe there is no
ウ
Shion.
ェイトレスさんはシオンで。
My bad. I completely forgot that was how it ended up
ご
being.
めんごめん。あまりにもよく似てるから間違えた。
ケイチくん、シオンって誰かな？
Rena asked the obvious
あ、
question.
ミオンの双子の妹なんだよ。性格は違うけど外見は瓜二つなんだ。
そうそう。外見は似てるけど中身は大違いなんだよ。私は優しくて思慮深いけど、シオンは冷めてておっかない性格なんだよね。
多分生まれた時にミオンの女の子らしい部分は全部ミオンと違って 実にはにかんだ笑顔の似合う可愛い女の子なんだ。
Uh-oh, Rena's gonna get jealous. Rena interjected as her eyes darted back and forth from our exchange.
ふーん、そうなの？
Uh-oh.
レナ会ったことないの？みーちゃん、妹がいるなんて話してくれたことあったっけ？
Shion's existence was already being exposed as a cover-up. I couldn't help Mion out here. I could only ever end the charade.
あー、うん。レナには紹介したことなかったかな。私の双子の妹でシオンって言うんだよ。
知らないよ。聞いてないよ。みーちゃん家に行っても会ったことないよ。
ほら、知ってるでしょ？バッチャと住んでるのは私だけだから。シオンは沖宮の実家に住んでるの。あんまり仲が良くないから、こっちには来ないんだけどね。
ふーん。
Rena's face indicated she wasn't sure if she was convinced. She was usually a bit of an airhead, but she was unusually sharp when it came to these kind of things.
まあ嘘じゃないんだ。信じてやってくれ。
As she said, "Yeah, I believe you," a smile suddenly blossomed on Rena's face.
レナもいつか会ってみたいな。今度レナもお顔を見に行ってみるね。どこのお店で働いてるのかな？
その
Ah, she's getting more tangled in her little web. I could tell that Mion was getting increasingly frantic. I wanted to help her out, but it was hard for an outsider to butt in on family issues.
ごめん、バイトもう急がないと。じゃあね、レナにケイちゃん、また明日。
Unilaterally ending the conversation, Mion headed home. No matter how you look at it, she was running away. We'll just label this one as an
み
emergency
ーちゃん
escape.
なんだか可愛かった。なんでかな？なんでかな
Rena giggled in amusement. I wonder when dinner is. Would lying down be the best way to conserve energy? Sprawled in the entryway without even taking off my shoes. Uh-oh. As I was losing the last vestiges of my consciousness, the doorbell rang. It seemed I had a guest.
はいどうぞ。開いてますよ。
I directed my listless voice at the door.
どうもこんにちは。ってケイちゃん何やってんですか？
If she lives in... how would she... Seemed my guess was Mion, or rather Shion. She seemed shocked when she saw me sprawled out in the entryway.
シオンか。またどうして？
I thought that Shion's existence was an illusion that was limited to when Mion was at the restaurant. That's why I never even considered that Shion would appear here.
お姉に聞きましたよ。今日のお昼部活で大変なことがあってご飯食べられなかったんですよね。
Is she gonna cook?
ああ大変だったぞ。聡子に鍋を倒され、ご飯はお前に盗まれて。
だから私シオン。
She grew red and began to mope. That's right, she was a younger twin right
すまん
now.
すまん。それでなんだよ。空腹の俺のために差し入れでも持ってきてくれたのか？
ふむ。ありゃ図星を疲れちゃってなんだかがっかりですけど、これ。
Oh, damn! With a disappointed smile, Shion held out a small bento box she had hidden behind her back.
本当に差し入れなのかよ。サンキュー。
Is there a really different person or is it the same person? I can't fucking tell, bro.
お姉が学校に持って行ったハンバーグの残りがあったんでちょっと持ってきました。お夕飯前だとは
I
思い
think
ま
it's
す
the
け
same
ど
person, but why would she
い
be
かがか
doing
なって思いま
this?
して。
Unless this is the Mion route, and last run through was the Rena route, and this is like how Mion connects to us romantically is through this persona as Shion.
迷惑でしたか？
迷惑なんてめっそうもな
It's
い。
like her girly alter ego.
すげえ嬉しいよ。本当に食っていいのか？
Sneaking a look inside the box to say that she just put some leftovers inside would have been a lie. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside.
本当にいいのか？これ食 バスコとかがいっぱい入ってるとか、そうい
Oh
う冗
yeah,
談じゃないのか
Tabasco,
よ。
baby.
もうお姉じゃないんですから、私そんなことしませんよ。別に嫌なら無理しなくても、帰って自分で食べちゃいますから。
Saying that, she pouted cutely and made a motion as if to snatch the box back. There were some times that made me doubt that she was the same person as Mion, and this was undoubtedly one of those moments.
全然嫌じゃないです。感謝の心を忘れずに噛み締めたいと思います。
そんな鼻水垂らされて感謝されるほどのことじゃ。
Shion, who had thought that I might not take the bento, looked down
な
happily.
何もないけど上がってくか。
Whoa, 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 whoa,
お
whoa.
茶くらいなら出せるかも。
ごめんなさい。またの機会にします。私バイトに行く途中ですから。
Oh, that's right. She did
お
say
弁
that
当箱
before.
は適当に水洗いして明日お姉にでも返しといてくださいね。
Yeah, but you guys don't live together.
当然だぜ。こんなうまそうなのを食わせてもらったらそれぐらい礼儀だろ
じゃあ私はこれで。あと最後に、
Shion grew red again and she looked down once more.
お姉がカレーの時黙ってケイちゃんのご飯取っちゃいましたよね。
How do you know this? You guys literally, Mion says you guys rarely talk.
悪ふざけが過ぎるとお姉ついやりすぎちゃうんです。
Oh, I forgot to press P. Damn, what the fuck? In the original, she got some fancy ass outfit.
決して悪気があったわけじゃ。
う。おいおい、別に俺はあんなのなんとも思っちゃいないぜ。部活の上でのことは恨みっこなしだからな。毎回スリリングに楽しませてもらってるのをこっちが感謝したいぐらいだぜ。そうミオンに伝えてくれるか。
はい、それお姉きっと喜ぶと思います。ではこの辺で。
Shion smiled brightly. After bowing deeply, she left as she looked at her watch. Oh, a watch wearer.
嬉しいけど、
Based.
これ本当に大丈夫なんだろうな。
I looked at the bento box that she left behind. A faint warmth spread through the palm of my hand. If it were Mion, I could see hot sauce, mustard, maybe even a needle being mixed inside. But really, I don't think she would go so far as putting a needle in there. I opened the box once again and hesitantly tasted of it. I took a bite and another. There was no funny business. There was no danger at all, for it was delicious. That's right. That was Shion, not Mion. So there shouldn't have been anything to worry about. I rushed back to my room, eating as I gave my thanks. It was so delicious that my stomach could cry.
シオン、いやミオン、俺が空腹で死にそうって言ってたのを聞いて大急ぎで持ってきてくれたのか。
It was delicious to the last bite. By the way, nothing strange had been mixed in. I was a bit embarrassed at myself for being so skeptical. Sussy, sussy, sussy. I have no clue what the fuck is going on, man. She mixed her love nectar in, huh? It was delicious. Alright, chat, that's gonna be our 2 chapters for today. Yes, sir. We'll pick up tomorrow with the tip. Very nice. I have no idea what the hell is going on with this fucking Mion Shion shit. I also have a fucking theory. What if Satoshi never existed, chat? What if this is a time loop? And our first loop, original loop, was as Satoshi, and that failed. So now in our second loop, in the second loop, it was chapter 1 as Keiichi, and then this third loop were again Keiichi trying to figure, or like going through a different route and experiencing things differently. Maybe it's like a loop until Keiichi gets it right, right? Like, I don't fucking know, bro. We'll see. I don't really get it. It's like still completely confusing as fuck. Time loops for dog shit. I hope it's not that. I mean, we'll see what it is. But I don't know. So why was the first loop Satoshi and now you're repeating it as Keiichi? I don't fucking know. Maybe it never was Satoshi. Maybe it was Keiichi the first time and they just covered it up by putting Satoshi's name on it. That it was never someone named Satoshi and they just created the fictional character named Satoshi. Alright? I don't know. Maybe. Alright, chat. Well, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out as always. I'll send you guys over to Ruby. We met her at the HSR event. It was very nice seeing her as always. And yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Thank you everybody for hanging out for Variety as always. Did I say Sweet Lily? I meant Ruby. Did I say? I'm pretty sure I said Ruby. Anyways, good night everybody. Bye-bye. 3 chapters tomorrow? Fuck you. Yeah, I said Ruby. Okay. Oh, I think that guy was asking to